In front.
Okay, this is the worst one yet. Louisiana mom FaceTimed her ex to show how she slit her kids' throats. This is more vicious women having control over the family unit and causing real harm. A disturbed Louisiana mom repeatedly video called her ex after slitting her two young kids' throats, showing him his daughter gasping for air before she died, according to the harrowing court documents of the unspeakable crime. She's not disturbed. She's vicious. And she sees her children as objects that she can do what she wants. And she's her husband as her little servant boy who should know his place. They always say these vicious people are disturbed. They're crazy. Jenny Petticlow, 31, first called her ex, Jermaine Roberts, to tell him she damaged his vehicle amid their bitter child custody battle, and she planned to kill herself and their kids rather than go to jail. So she's done something wrong. She's going to go to jail, and yet the kids are with her, right? And he has to fight for her. This is so typical. She then FaceTimed him 3 times, showed how she stabbed their 2-year-old son, Jay Sion, and daughter of Paris, 4. Oh my God, they're just toddlers. In the last video call, she showed him how she had slit both kids' throats with their daughter gasping for air on the bed before later being pronounced dead at the hospital. Now look at these angels, these helpless angels. Of course, they're in the custody of that monster. Covered in blood, Petticlow at some point went on Facebook Live to blame her ex for the bloodbath. This sounds straight out of a movie where the villain says to the hero, "Look what you're making me do." "My children is dead, I'm done," she howled in a distressing live video, though her young son survived. Thank God. "I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. I'm killing myself. I'm done." By the way, she's still alive. There she is with her typical crocodile tears. Well, actually, I should say the crocodile tears. There's tears because she didn't get her way, that she's facing some kind of consequences. That's what they are. There's her children's blood on her. The kid's dad, who called the cops after the first threatening call, raced over the house, but his ex had locked him out. Funny how he got there before the police, right? The police aren't really quick when it comes to hearing that a woman is killing children. You know, they should be just allowed to do it. What can we do? We're only guys. "We gone. It's over with," Petticlow told him. The dad eventually managed to force his way into after smashing a window, finding his kids in a blood-soaked bed, the girl foaming at the mouth, and the younger brother face down in blood. Oh my God, there he is, racing to the rescue before the police, of course. Petticoat allegedly bit Roberts and threatened him with a knife before he took the children to the hospital, where they underwent emergency surgery. If I was society, I would feel that this man would be justified if he had murdered his wife, because here she is trying to block him from rescuing them. This woman isn't insane or disturbed. She's hateful, and she believes the children should die just to spite this man. Despite multiple life-saving procedures, Paris was soon pronounced dead due to shock due to her injuries, which included the back of her neck down to her spine. Oh my God, along with cuts to the chest and shoulders. Little Jay Sion remained in critical condition as of Monday, waiting another surgery to determine whether his trachea is healing correctly. Their mom had turned the knife on herself, but only suffered superficial cuts to her collarbone area. She was treated at the hospital before being booked in the jail Monday. Right, this woman never intended to kill herself. That is just her crime to set it up so she'll get off. That's what it is. She wants to cry to the court and say, I'm just a little girl. I'm just a mom. I shouldn't say little girl. I'm just a woman. Little girls are allowed to be killed. It's grown mothers that aren't allowed to be touched. That's what she was setting herself up for sympathy. And women wouldn't do this if they didn't realize that society was letting them off the hook. Petticoat faces charges of second-degree murder, attempted murder, second-degree cruelty to a juvenile. What's with all the seconds? What's the worst, first or third? But why isn't it the worst? The deadly attack came after a long-running child custody battle between the pair, with the dad fighting for joint custody. I want you guys to read this again. Joint custody. This woman is not being alienated from her children. She's not getting kicked out of the family unit. She's just suffering joint custody. Arguing that his wife was not stable or providing a healthy environment for the kids. I guess not. She wanted to murder them. Petticoat also tests positive for cocaine and cannabinoids and another drug during the drug screen test. So she's also she may be an addict, but she's definitely a druggie. And of course, however, Petticoat's family blamed that mental health for the unspeakable tragedy. Yeah, they are to blame because this woman, of course, is going to jail and was in the drugs. And where were the children? They were in her custody, weren't they? And the father was away. And they say mental health is a crisis that is affecting every family, and ours is no different. The lack of mental health services and toxic mix of social media is added to the problems we face in the community. Well, I know social media allowed this disgusting subhuman to attack her husband because she had the protection of distance. If it wasn't for social media, she'd probably have to wait for him to show up before she slit her kids' throats in front of him and gave him a chance to rescue them. But I mean, they're blaming health services for the wrong reason. They're saying, "Oh, our daughter need help," and they didn't provide it. No, the health services didn't separate this psychopath from her children. This father had to fight. This is so typical. The man has to fight for custody when he's the rightful parent. And the boys say it over and over again. The courts rather put the children in the custody of an abusive mother than a caring father. And this is what has to change. Society's view on men and women have to change before their views on fatherhood and motherhood can change. And they have to deal with the fact that they have to stop worshiping females, because that's all motherhood is. It's a worship of the female. And it's the hostility of the male. That's what's going on here. And I hope this woman rots in jail. I hope she dies of old age. And like I said, these two sweethearts have to die. This little girl didn't make it to puberty. If she had made it to puberty, she'd be untouchable. She'd be one of the nobility. But she's only a child, so she's just an item that this uber-human gets to own and destroy. Because society says so. Anyway, we'll end it here. And like I said, there's something has to be done about the female worship. Not just in the country, but worldwide.